says Mac Jones' downfall is the responsibility of Bill Belichick. Agree or disagree?
I 100% agree. It's Cerrone and I were just talking about this. You know, that face you saw on the bench there in Germany against the Colts is a culmination of a lot of things. In the back of his mind, he's remembering that he got benched for Bailey Zappi against the Chicago Bears on a Monday night game. Right? He won't. In the back of his mind is Matt Patricia telling him to stop asking questions in meetings. You know, in back of his mind is Bill Belichick in press conferences this offseason, just this offseason, not even saying his name. In the back of his mind is all of the things that have preceded that moment in which, honestly, Bill Belichick is responsible for everything down there, has made his life miserable. He has not responded well. I get it. That's true. But the reason Mac is broken is because of the decisions that Bill Belichick has made regarding his quarterback.
And on top of that, the pressure, quarterback in Boston, all that other stuff. Back in the day, it's like you can avoid the media because you didn't go buy USA Today or the Boston Herald. Now they live on their phones and social media. He's getting alerts when his name pops up. He's laying in bed. It's like Mac Jones bench. Just like, I can't get away from
There's no way to ignore the noise like they
can't.
Used to be able to just don't turn on the
They got
radio.
refrigerators with a tablet on it. You wake up in the morning, there you are with your head down because you had a bad game.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I think I didn't mention I had put in the messaging this morning. You go back to Mac Jones' rookie year when he was out there dancing his way to the Pro Bowl. He was happy, whatever. They didn't just change coordinators. Look at the way they played in the players. Damian Harris had, 1,000-yard rusher, total yards, whatever. He had 15 touchdowns. You know, Stevenson was his backup. He had like 700 yards offense. He had like 5 or 6 touchdowns. Brandon Bolden was the third down back because White got hurt. Brandon Bolden has 600 total yards as a third down back. They don't even have a third down back. He had 5 or 6 touchdowns. He had more receiving yards that year than I think Devontae Parker, Gesicki, Juju won't even reach. They won't even match what Brandon Bolden did Mac Jones' first year. The defense was turning people over like crazy. That's why he was dancing. That's why he was happy. And what made me think of that was last night's game. I'm looking at Nelson Aguilar run down the sidelines. I'm like, what the heck? I forgot about him.
Somersaulting into the end zone.
He's doing he can front flip.
Jesus.
They don't have anybody that can do that has anything like that.
That speed.
I can't think of one spectacular play by this team, even down 30. I can't find the one-handed catch.
That speed, that Aguilar, and it was a fluke play. He was
gone once he got it.
The speed, I'm like, we didn't see that once.
Not once.
No.
I can't think of a single play where I saw that explosiveness from Nelson Aguilar.
It's like, well, whoa. And he didn't even see the ball. If you look, his head was turned.
No, it was a
and
fluke.
In slow motion, he saw it. Oh, there it is.
I'm just
and
talking about
left 4 Bengals.
The speed.
Not only the speed, but the excitement. The emotional
I'm a front
investment
flip from the
team.
4.
I'm so happy to be here in Baltimore. I'm going to do a front flip.
It's like, okay.
Wow.
Think about it. I had Nelson. And then last week, Jonnu Smith running 70 yards with his finger in the air like Deion Sanders. That guy was a tight end on this team. Nelson Aguilar with that speed. You had Jacoby Myers. You had 2,000 yards of total offense and 25 touchdowns from your running backs. All that was around Mac Jones. And now you've slowly chipped away all of that, and you're out there trying to win a game, and your number 2 receiver was Keyshawn Booty, who has 1 catch on the season going into Thanksgiving. And you're wondering why he's on the sidelines pouting. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't lashed out weeks ago. But, I mean, there's so many things that add up. Yes, he's been bad. Yep, he's made bad throws. But 4 of his interceptions hit his receivers square in the hands. 4 of them.
Okay, let's zip through some calls here. People have been waiting patiently. Thanks for hanging on. Wayne in Yarmouth, what do you got?
Well, just quickly, I know the emotions around Belichick are high, and yet I just want one basic question answered. If we make the decision now to fire him, doesn't it help things? Or if it doesn't help things, what do we lose if we do it now?
Okay,
what is being lost?
So the one thing the Crafts would lose is the ability to trade him if they fired him now. If they don't fire him and they trade him, they get something in return, and they get to somehow have some say in how it all plays out, and I think part of them wants that. I think they want that. And then secondly, Wayne, I know no sacred cows, but I don't think Belichick deserves to be fired in the middle of the year. Shula wasn't, Landry wasn't, Noel wasn't, you name it. And Paul Brown, like the greats, that he's done enough and did enough here that he deserves to play out the year. That's as far as I will go with, sacred cowism, Ted. But I do think at some point what you've done over the balance of your career should factor in, and that's where it factors into me.
I agree 100% with you on not firing Bill midway through the season. Absolutely let him finish the year. But do you find it interesting, the contradiction in how the Crafts are maybe handling Bill versus how they handle Tom?
100%.
Okay, you see
they extended Bill. They gave him an extra year at a market rate when all Brady asked was for those tack-on years, and they never gave it to him.
Okay. You misunderstood. Where I was going at is how the contradiction in they want to have a say in how Bill's
right.
Tom, we don't want to get in the way. We don't, but you think they want to? There's no way they're going to let Bill walk for nothing.
Ideally, they won't. Right.
Not just Tom Brady, but over the years, one thing Bill's been notorious for is getting rid of guys before they're washed, before they're done, before he thinks they're downfall. And the ownership fell right behind him. I'm going to get rid of this guy. Let him go. Because one day he's going to drop off. I'm going to get rid of that guy. Drafting Jimmy Garoppolo. He's eventually going to go off Max Kellerman's cliff eventually. So let's just bring this guy in. He's been notorious for getting rid of guys. Now that his number's up, well, let's be patient. Let's wait it out. Let's let him finish his contract. Let's get something for him. Well, you could have got something for all those guys over these years. But now all of a sudden, when the Rabbits got the gun, you want to hang around and linger and get more opportunities to kind of turn things around.
Funny
it's
how
like,
that
no,
happens.
it's time. It's time for you to get the same treatment you gave all those players, including the greatest quarterback of all time. You did that to him too, and I think it's time for you to get the same treatment.